Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Roxanne, Carne, personal wardrobe stylist for women, where I transform your wardrobe and transform your life. And today I have another introducing brand for you. And I have this little series that I do every once in a while that I come across a new brand or a new brand is introduced to me that I take particular interest in because I am very picky. I love to share that with my audience, with my clients, with my followers, for people that I think may benefit from it. So thank you so much for watching and for joining. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as we go through the video, definitely drop your comments and let me know what you're thinking, okay? That's the deal. Okay, so today we're introducing another brand called Another Tomorrow. And Another Tomorrow is a sustainable luxury brand that has such a very contemporary aesthetic from a design standpoint, but again, it's sustainable. So they are really, really centered on where their textiles are sourced from, how it's made, and I mean the clothing is just really, really beautiful. If you're into kind of New York style, then this is for you. And what's really interesting is that the creative director, her name is Elizabeth Giardini. She actually used to be the creative director over at Proenza Schouler. So if you're familiar with that brand, and they're somewhat minimalist with a twist of avant-garde designs. It's very, very interesting. So I'm really excited to see what she's going to be doing for Another Tomorrow. But I wanted to take you through a few looks of some samples that I have and let you know my thoughts on them. And of course, again, you know the deal. I'd love to know your thoughts on them as well. So make sure that you comment below. But actually, before I do that, I do want to, I've got some notes here because I want to tell you a little bit about their sustainability story, a little bit about the brand and some of the collection notes that I have for this season. So the Spring Summer collection introduces the first collection under the artistic helm of our new creative director, Elizabeth Giardina. Giardina embraced our signature tailoring, adding seasonal details such as larger lapels, waist-defying empire belts, invisible zippers that transform a double-breasted blazer into a cape, and detachable boleros to modernize a classic trench. Dress silhouettes range from body skimming crepes to easy shirt dresses. Remaining true to our sustainable and ethical values, we introduced new traceable fabrics, and this season with the premiere of Piece Silk Chiffon. Unlike traditional silks, which require the culling of silkworms to produce, Piece Silk allows silk moths to discard their silk naturally and requires significantly less water to craft. Knitwear consists of a modern wardrobe essentials in cotton rib and Luxe Supima cotton, a fabric that is not only sustainable but also renewable and biodegradable. So I just wanted to let you get like a little insight into the vibe of the brand, and again, where their textiles come from, how they do what they do, and really looking at kind of furthering the mission for sustainability within an industry where there really is a lot of waste, okay? So let's start off with the beautiful slip dress that I'm wearing today. This is a cashmere slip dress, a cashmere slip dress, and it is made all of 100% recycled cashmere. It fits like your traditional slip dress, so it's a little bit more fitting. But what I love about it, I love the double strap here. So let me pull my hair back so you can actually see it properly. But I just love that detail. Instead of having one, we have two, separated there a little bit. I think that just gives like a nice little vibe of sexiness. And I really love the high split here. When it comes to minimalist designs, you almost always have really very clean lines, very, very clean design, but then you also are playing with like angles. So I love, and the split is on both sides. I love how we have like a little bit of angle action going on here, coupled with what we see here on the strap. This dress, and this is again, part of their spring summer collection. So you're probably like, cashmere in the summer. So obviously when you're in the deepest time of summer, the summer season, you're not going to probably be wearing this type of cashmere, but perhaps like right now in Dallas, it's kind of in like the 60s during the day, but like 40s at night. So it's still transitioning into spring. So I would say the early spring season is when you could wear something like this. So you could wear this on its own, like I have right now, or you know me, I always like to pop in a belt whenever I can. So you have the option as well of really defining that natural waist. There we go. There we go. So you see how that really changes the look? I think this kind of takes it more into somewhat more like evening type wear, right? Wearing, you know, on a date, or if you're going to see a show or something like that. Really, really sexy. You know, you're having like the right accessories to go with it. And the shoes, right? See, I've got my Louis Vuittons here with the gold accents. So I'm playing with black and gold here. So a dress that you could wear, you know, leveled up, but then you can also wear it casually. You know, I could convert this dress and wear it with a pair of ballet flats or sneakers, right? And put maybe like a cropped leather jacket on, and I would be good to go, right? I love dresses like this that offer a lot of utility, and I think it's because it is a really simple design. So I want to also show you this lovely trench coat. I love trench coats. This trench coat is majority cotton, 97% cotton, 3% elastane. So a little bit kind of oversized, but again, made from sustainable sources. Really feels good. So this will come in handy on those, you know, those rainy days. And trench coats, remember, you can wear this all year round, right? I love that it's a khaki color. I think this one also comes in black, but the khaki color is really ubiquitous because you can really wear it with anything, right? So I just love the shape of the trench. So what we see here in this design is like, again, the wide lapel right here. But also we have, you know, a nice deep vent in the back. So it just allows for movement and flow. And it just harkens back, you know, to the traditional trench coat. Now, this does not have epaulets on the shoulder. I really do like trench coats that have an epaulette, but I also like having like different interpretations of what that trench could be like. But I think this is pretty cute. And it's really nice to know that everything in this coat is sustainably sourced. All right, so I'm gonna pop into another outfit because I just wanna show you a couple more pieces from Another Tomorrow that I think are pretty cool. I'll be right back. Okay, so I am back with Another Tomorrow and their ensembles, and I just love this pairing right here. I wanna start off with the pant. We all need a great pant that lengthens. You know, from a height standpoint, I'm 5'6" without heels, and I just wish I was naturally taller. So when I put my heels on, I'm usually about 5'8" or so, but I wish I was taller. We always want, right, what we don't have, right? The grass is always greener. But one way to give the real illusion of length is having a pant that sits at your natural waist, that sits nice. See how high up these are? These are meant to be this high, because look how long that line is. Now, even with the high waist and my heels, right? The pant is still a little bit long, and I'll just tell you a little secret. What I'm finding with a lot of brands are that they're making their pants super long so that the lady can tailor and have it altered and hemmed to the length that she needs. So if you're petite, no problem, get it hemmed to you. You don't have to look for a petite size in terms of that length. If you're kind of like average height, you know, 5'6" to 5'8", you get it tailored. And if you're super tall, you probably won't even need to get it tailored, right? So I think I really like that approach because it ties back to that sustainability. We're not producing things in, you know, so many extra different sizes. We're gonna do one longer size, and then the woman can edit or cut it down to whatever she needs. So I really like that approach. But this is a gorgeous pant. The color of this pant is called Juniper, and it is a wide leg trouser. This is like one of their signature tailored pants. And What's surprising about this, ladies, this is super, super, super lightweight, but this is 98% wool and 2% elastane. That's right, it's mainly wool. And it is light as ever. You could definitely wear this very comfortably in the spring and even the summertime on certain occasions. So love the pant. Again, I think it gives such a great length and silhouette. If you put this on, you would feel like $1,000,000. Of course, it's lined, and the lining, I mean, it's like a satin. It's so, so soft on the inside. And actually it feels pretty cool on the bare leg. So I want to definitely start off with the pant. But now let's talk about the sweater. So the sweater is a very, they call it a super, super fine merino wool. And when I tell you this is soft, it is super, super soft. So we have a dolman style sleeve, right? Kind of like that bat wing right there, and a very high V-neck. And this is like a high cropped sweater. So I want to pull this out because I want you to see how deep the rib is. So if you were to wear this out, this is how long it would go. This ribbed portion right here, you could conceivably tuck into a pair of jeans, right? I think wide leg jeans will look fantastic with this, silhouette wise, or do what I did. We're gonna maximize that crop so that entire section is folded under. And so it works really well with this super high waist, right? So this is giving me long leg vibes forever. Now I'll say that this particular sweater, because of the weight, this is probably something that you would rock in early spring when we're having the temperature changes, when it's a little bit more on the cooler side. But when you're in the height of spring and summer, this will definitely be too warm just because of the weight. But come fall and winter, here's your winter white, right? So again, all of this is sustainably sourced and made in Italy. Just really, really fine craftsmanship. I'll show you what the back looks like. Just gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. You just feel like $1,000,000 from the moment you put on the ensemble. So I'd love to know what you think about this look before I jump into the next one. And you know, if this is something that you think that you would buy, I'll give you like some close views of it as well, so you can really see the beauty of the pant and the sweater. So hang tight before I change into my next outfit. Okay, ladies, so I just switched out the top, and I want to point out right away that this top is definitely too small for me. You know, as a personal stylist, I'm huge on fit. And you know, when you are experimenting with different brands or even within a brand, sometimes some pieces are just not going to fit their best, and you need to maybe go a size up or go a size down. In this case, I definitely need a size up, but I still wanted to put it on just to show you and give you the idea of what the top is. So this top right here is 100% viscose, again, made in Italy. So viscose is very, very lightweight, has a little bit of stretch to it. But the real beauty of the top is in the ruching that we have, that's kind of like a sunburst out of the zip. And what is really neat about this top as well is that the zipper runs all the way through the back of the neck. It's like one continuous zipper, and it runs kind of and stops like right about here. So it's pretty long. And because the entire thing is a zipper, depending on the size of your bust, if you are not particularly busty, you could zip this up pretty high and just have that beautiful ruching kind of, again, pulling from the center. I think that would be a beautiful look. And then also, if you're not terribly chesty, or if you want to be a little bit kind of scandalous, you can zip this further down. And if you did that, I would just get some garment tape just to kind of sit right here, so that it's not kind of flying away, right? We need to leave some things to be desired, right? But anyway, it's a really, even though it's feeling a little bit tight on me up here, because it is, it feels really, really soft and comfortable. I know in the next size up, this would look absolutely stunning. But again, I wanted to put it on because I wanted you to get an idea of what the top looks like. But I also want to give you that quick little lesson on fit, because a lot of times I think that women settle and they're just like, ugh, I can't be bothered getting the next size. You know, if they order it online, I'll just keep it, I'll make it work. Don't make it work, because when you're just kind of like trying to force a square hole into, you know, or what's it saying, a square peg into a round hole, it just never works out. And this is not fitting the best way that it should. All right, so keep that in mind. But I also wanted to let you know that this top also comes in a beautiful black. So I chose to do the beautiful wool pants that I shared with you a few moments ago with the ivory top, just because I feel the contrast is much better. I think this black on this may be a little bit too harsh. Probably if it was reversed and the black was on the bottom and the green was on the top, I would think I would feel better. But this is something that you could rock with a great pencil skirt, or like if you want to do a full monochrome look and get a high-waisted black pant to go with it, that would look absolutely stunning. But here you see that zip going all the way around to the back. But I also love the back detail that we have a V in the back as well. So I'll have you take a look at it on me for the V, right? So really, really pretty. You know, this is one piece that you really, I think really kind of belongs in the elevated casual to kind of elevated look. I don't think that I would want to dress this down. I don't really think that you can or should, just because of the way that it looks. So this is this top right here. All right, I'm gonna show you two more items from Another Tomorrow. And this is their cotton sleeveless shirt. And I believe this color is called Sun, and well, kind of see why. It's a really, really bright goldenrod, almost like a rich, rich marigold. It's very, very pretty. You know, you have to know that this is a color that works for you in order to pull it off. Not everybody can wear this color. But what you have here is kind of an exaggerated bow or lines here that you can create a big pussy bow with it, or you can just do kind of like one tie like that, right? It depends on what mood you're in, how sassy you want to be. But what I also like about this top is that the placket here, it's a hidden placket, so the buttons are hidden on the inside. So you're not seeing any of the button detail. The placket right here, it's hidden, it conceals it. So I think that's a really, really nice touch. This is 100% organic cotton. Again, sustainably sourced, made in Italy. Here we have this nice flat pleat in the back. Now this is one that you can dress up or down. You can easily wear this with your favorite pair of jeans. I think in the summertime, this would look good with like a soft white jean, or if you wanna do a blue jean, that totally works too. I like the idea of dark indigo with this because I just think the contrast would be beautiful. You know, wear it with some like statement shoes or a great ballet flat, whatever you wanna do, make it yours. But this is a really great color. And I think it does come in a couple other colors as well, but I just wanted to show you that though the brand is kind of minimalist in terms of the lines, the design, maybe to a certain degree colors, we do see interesting pops like this, which I think is pretty cool. All right, and the final piece that I'm gonna show you is this skirt right here. This is also mostly cotton, and it's olive green. I love just the flounce on it. And I'm not modeling this one today because this one is actually a little bit too small for me too. So here's another little impromptu lesson for you. Even within a brand, depending on the line or the collection, sizes can also vary. So typically in European sizing, I'm a 38. And I'm wearing a 38 pant. This one fits perfectly. This is a 38 in the skirt, and I could not get this bad boy zipped up at all, right? It was not happening, right? That's why she's living on the hanger. But anyway, it's a really, really pretty skirt. I think it's so great for the summertime. You could do a very light knit up top or a tank top, a cute cami. tuck it in, have something maybe oversized on top just to kind of give that casual look, whatever you want to do. We do have a D-ring belt, and it does have 5 loops that go around, right? So it sits high too. Just like these juniper pants sit really high in the waist, this skirt is designed to do the same thing. We want it sitting nice and high so we get that lengthening of the leg, and also we get to take more advantage of the flounce and still be able to show a little bit of skin at the bottom, right? Before we hit the shoe. But the color, I think, is just absolutely yummy. It's great for summer. This is also unlined, and I want to point that out because A, you can get away with it because of the color, but B, you know, we've got a good bit of fabric here. In the summertime, the last thing you want to do is put a lining in here that maybe will make it just a little bit too warm for you. So, I really like that. The skirt really carries itself. So that kind of wraps up my introduction for you to Another Tomorrow, this new luxury sustainable brand. You know, I'll say in terms of pricing, they are, you know, it's not the cheapest in town. They're around the same price range of, say, maybe Lafayette 148, maybe a little bit less. They're definitely on that higher end of contemporary in terms of quality. And you know, ladies, I'm all about quality. You get what you pay for. So sometimes it makes sense to splurge like a little bit more on pieces that you know that are going to last a lifetime with great care. And of course, pieces that can be styled in different ways. So let me know your thoughts on the brand if you'll check it out. I do have a link here at the bottom for you to check it out as well, see if there's anything that you like. And they did lend these pieces to me, and the link that I have is an affiliate link. So if you decide to buy anything, I do get a small portion of that. There's no extra cost to you, but that goes to help running my YouTube channel because it's not free to pay for everything to make this happen, right? So it helps me. So let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching, and do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. I will see you next time. Bye for now.